Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here with the Success Vortex, where positivity meets. And today I have another amazing breakthrough story for you. Another person that's literally, guys, I'm not kidding you when I tell you this, literally gone from rags to riches. These two different distinct realities that we talk about in subconscious mind tapping. And I can tell you this, right now at this particular moment in time, there are so many people out there that are they're feeling the pressure of the economy right now. Things are changing, guys. People are going further and further in debt on their credit cards. And this particular story is really interesting because there's a lot of people out there that are mothers that have children. They've got responsibilities that they have to take care of with those kids. I'm not talking about just themselves personally. Now they got other mouths to feed. They got clothes to buy. They've got responsibilities to take care of through schooling and education and bringing those children up into the reality. And guys, this is a story that you're going to want to take a pen and paper out right now and start taking some notes. So welcome to the call, Kimberly, Denise. How are you today?
Hello. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you. So glad to be here, and I'm so excited to share all this today.
Fantastic. Kimberly, this is a great story because, it was just a really short time ago that you and I had a chat and, you were in another area of the country. You were away from your kids and, there was a lot of emotions involved. There was a lot of feelings of guilt and just frustration because things weren't lining up. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your reality before going through the subconscious mind tapping.
All right. So, a little bit about myself. I discovered personal development in general when I was 18. Someone gave me the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Prior to that, I had no idea about any of this stuff. Like a lot of people, right? I grew up with a single mother on welfare and food stamps and all that kind of stuff. And we grew up, without a car and just, not the poorest people around, but pretty, doing without constantly, bills getting shut off and all that kind of stuff. So growing up, I dealt with circumstance over circumstance over circumstance that programmed me to think that that's just the way that life is, that for me and who I am and the family that I come from, I'm just coming from a place of lack. There's nothing I could do about it. I felt powerless. I felt like, up until that age of 18, I felt like people who were rich and successful and who had the things that they wanted in their life, they were either just lucky or they were born into the right family or they just had something special about them. They were just anointed in a certain way to get the results in their life that they wanted. And, but then I started getting into personal development. I got into that book and which led to, books like Think and Grow Rich and all these other different types of books. And it began to just open a door and open a new possibility that, wait a second, what society has been telling me, what I've been telling myself, what I've been told all growing up through, family members or school or teachers or whatever, that's not really true. And holy crap, I actually do have control. Now, back then, did I know to this extent that you could, this actual like a tangible control? No, but I started to learn that there was an influence that I could have on my life. So short period of time ago, I want to say it was maybe like 60 days ago or something like that. I ran into Darren at an event. He starts telling me about these success stories. I had already been seeing some of them online and actually it was interesting because I felt this little nudge to start following you more closely on Facebook. And I didn't know why, but something was just like, just follow Darren more, So I'm like liking your posts and all this kind of stuff. And then I start seeing some of the success stories and then we met up in person and we were talking and you just started telling me about, all these miraculous things that were happening for real people that I already knew. I mean, they were a part of the same organization that I was a part of and that you're a part of. And you just started kind of like breaking it down to me a little bit, like the step-by-step process. I'm like, this is really, really interesting. And right away I was like, that's why I got the nudge to start following you closer is because I'm supposed to be involved in this. Let me go ahead and go through this process myself. So it was probably within a matter of a couple of weeks that, I went through the subconscious mind tapping. And I've got to say, out of all of the things. Okay, like let me tell you some things that I've done. You know, I've read the books. I've picked up, you know, every success book that there is out there, just about. My Audible list is long with audios, right? Success audios. I've been to live events. I've been to workshops. I've paid for coaching with, you know, this guru and that guru and this person. And I fell for, you know, the late night, you're on the internet and you find these, you know, these law of attraction and all these different types of little things and, you know, little $50 programs or whatever, you know, I've done all of that, right? But for some reason, which you'll find out once you actually tap into this, you know, this thing here, it's so simplistic that if you look at the steps, and I think this is what might happen to a lot of people, they'll look at it and they're like, it can't be that simple. Don't let your mind tell you that it's too simple, it's too good to be true, it can't be, you know, because that's exactly what I was thinking at first was, no, this is too simple, like I can't just follow these steps and my life is going to change, or I can't just follow these steps and circumstances are going to change or anything like that. And, you know, within like 45, 60 days, like things, crazy things started happening, you know, financially. And, for example, you know, one of the steps is, should I just keep continuing on? Do you have some?
Well,
should I just keep going?
here's what I got to get you to do, because otherwise people are going to go dizzy listening to you.
Okay, yeah. I'm one of those people. I'll just go on and on. So all right.
Hold on a sec. Just sit there. Just look at me. Okay, don't move. Okay. Don't move. Kimberly. Okay, it's right there. Okay. So don't move. Don't swing. Okay. So what I want to know is that, you know, because this is not just a little tiny transformation. This is a quantum leap transformation that you have gone through for your family, where I can honestly say, Kimberly, that you will never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Am I right by saying that?
I mean, yeah.
You feel that with the amount of wealth that's come into your life just in 30 days, right? From where you were at. So I think you had like a $45,000 month and you got a brand new Lexus, and your reality is opened up now where you really understand these principles and how simple they are. If that can happen in a 30-day period of time, what would happen in a 3-year period of time, continuing to use these same strategies? Am I right by?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it's really exciting to think about.
Your body. So here's what I want. Here's what I want for you know, to ask you is that when you first started to hear about subconscious mind tapping, what was it that made you want to go through this product? Was it personal development? Was it unlocking the keys to success? Was it getting to a personal breakthrough? What was it that really attracted you that said, you know what, I'm doing this. I'm throwing my hat over the wall. I'm taking action. I'm getting this stuff done.
Well, really what it was up until the point where, you know, I met you and discovered the whole process. And when I say we, my partner Paul and I, we're in business together. For those of you that might not know, we had been stuck at a certain income level for a while. And we had been feeling drawn in another direction to kind of take our business in another direction and do some things differently, but we weren't really clear. I think that was the main thing. We were lacking clarity in a lot of different areas, clarity on what it was we wanted to achieve exactly, clarity on the direction to go, and clarity on the strategy, clarity on just, you know, pretty much everything. So having these, being you know, stuck, you know, we're broke, but we were stuck at a certain level where we just wanted to break through to the next level. And you know, being stuck at that level, I was dealing with, well, my children were with their father in California, and I was dealing with, and I'm going through, which now it's going to be so much easier to finalize all of that, but you know, a divorce filing and custody and all that kind of stuff that if your parents out there, you know, that like that's nothing fun to go through. And, you know, it can be stressful and it can be costly. And if you don't have the money to hire a lawyer or an attorney or anything like that, then, you know, you're pretty much, you know, screwed unless some kind of miracle happens for you, right? So things were frustrating because I know I needed to make more money in order to make these things happen and just take control of my life, take control of the situation that, you know, I was in. So I'm losing my train of thought on what I was saying in the beginning.
Well, you were just
go through it. Okay, so that's where I was, right? So what made me want to go through it was I'm probably about a year and a half into studying, you know, the subject of quantum physics. And so anything that has to do with, you know, creating your own reality and just learning the laws of the universe and applying them to your life, I'm all about all of that. So as soon as I heard about it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go through this because, number one, I believe that it works, or I know that these things work. And maybe I'm just missing a piece of the puzzle, or maybe I'm just missing some kind of portion of what it is I'm supposed to be doing. The second thing was I liked that it was a step-by-step process, that it's not like, you know, a lot of these books that you read out there, you read them, but it doesn't tell you, like, point blank period, what you need to do to go out and apply the stuff. It's kind of, some of the stuff is mystical, some of it's kind of like, well, you got to kind of figure things out on your own and figure out your own way. But this was just like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and it's you just follow the formula. You know what I mean? And I really liked that. My mind sometimes is more analytical than I would like it to be. So when I have step-by-step processes, or I have things that are broken down, or if I have, like, you know, scientific information and stuff like that, it really helps me to understand, comprehend, and then apply things. So with this, I was really excited that it's like, all right, cool, step-by-step process. I'm going to follow this. I'm going to be consistent with it. And the fact that I believed and I knew that it would work, I think is the reason why it did work for me, you know, and I completed it. You know, I didn't stop in the middle. I didn't stop at one process. You know, I went through the entire thing, applied it, and now, you know, the rest is history.
You know, and I think you really brought up a significant point for so many people that they may be on the path of personal development. So they're listening to all these different audios, and they're reading all these different books, and they're attending all these different seminars. But a lot of times they can almost go into information overload. Like, it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? And it almost cripples them, right? They don't take any action because they don't even know what direction to go. They don't even know what to even do. And they get frustrated, right? And that frustration is actually making it a bigger blocker. It's actually blocking them more from the reality that they want to have, and they don't even realize what's going on. Mm-hmm. Their own frustration, and them thinking, isn't working. Why isn't this working for me? I can't get to my breakthrough, right? That's actually making it even harder for them. So then they get more audios, more training, more seminars, more books to try to figure it out, and it's still not working. And they don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, right? So did you find that because this was just so easy and so simple for you to be able to apply these strategies, that here's what I will share with you guys. As long as you can surrender your pride and your ego and just do the steps, right? That's when the breakthrough happens, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of people will go, oh, that could never work. Well, did you actually do the steps? Well, no, I didn't figure that could work. Well, that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Did you find that, you know, when you were first starting it, that even, you know, knowing that you wanted to take action, that there was a little tiny resistance where you just had to finally go, okay, I'm just doing this?
Yeah, I mean, like, with the whole vision board thing, you know, like, I had made one maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It was for like my fitness goals, but I had never sat down and made one for my success goals or anything like that. And thinking back, I don't really know why. I think I underestimated it. I didn't really think that, like, it would make a significant impact, and I didn't understand why it would make a significant impact to do one of those things. So, you know, when I found out that that's one of the things that you do, and of course it goes way deeper than just a vision board. There's actual way to do it. If you don't do it right, it's not going to work for you. But sitting down and doing it, you know, even like tearing out the pages and stuff like that, you know, part of me was like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to throw all your stuff that you want on a board and magically it's all going to appear in your life or something like that. But I'm like, no, like, You know what I mean? Like that is our ego that pops up and tells us and tries to stop us from moving forward. Like anytime that we're, you know what I learned, maybe like a couple of years ago, I don't know who I learned this from, or maybe it was from the divine or something, but if you're not getting the results that you want in your life, like if your life doesn't look how you want it to on the outside, financially, relationally, however, your success, however you measure success to you, and someone else has that kind of success that you want or the results that you want, or they have helped other people get the types of success or results that they want, you have to realize there's a part of you that you can no longer trust, because that part of you, which is our ego, has got us to where we are at that point. If we continue to just trust ourselves and think, oh, I'll find it out, figure this out on my own, you're just going to keep digging. And as you were explaining that, I just imagined somebody in a hole just like digging and digging and digging, and they're just digging a deeper hole and getting lost in there. And pretty soon everything's going to crumble in on them, because that's just how it happens. So we have to just shut it down, trust, and say, you know what, nothing else has worked up until now. What do you have to lose? Just follow the steps. And yeah, it's so simplistic that if you underestimate it, you're going to miss out. You're going to lose out. You're going to see everybody else winning right alongside you, and you're still going to be stuck in 12 months thinking like, oh man, maybe I should have followed the steps. Maybe I should have actually applied this to my life. But yeah, so I think one of the biggest lessons that I've got from this is really how to sense when my ego is getting in my way, and how to shut it down, how to silence it, and just, like you said, surrender. And I think that might be one of the reasons why this works so well, is because people aren't really taught that. And a lot of other things that I've went through, I've never been really taught how to surrender or how to just let go like I've learned now. So
let me ask you this, because this is a really interesting thing that I find talking to my students that go through these little steps that they go through, is that people have maybe heard of the law of attraction or quantum physics, but they've never actually really been explained from a scientific level about how the wave particle theory actually works. And nobody's ever taught them. Nobody's ever explained this to them. When you all of a sudden learned about the human condition and the wave particle theory, and these thoughts, words, and emotions, and how our bodies are working, and all this stuff, and how that's all connected, and the equation for manifestation, what started happening in your body as you were just watching the training and having all these aha moments? What started going on? Did you feel a change in your vibrational frequency? Was there a veil that was lifted up? Did you all of a sudden go, oh my God, this just totally makes sense? What started happening for you in your body?
For me, personally and in particular, I felt literally like there was it was almost as if like I was just being shown like a mirror, if that makes sense. Like I was being shown, like by listening to all this information and going through it, I was being shown, or it was being revealed to me, what I had been doing wrong up until that point. How I was spiraling the areas that I didn't want to go in a certain way, in that way even deeper by my thought patterns, even though I thought that I had a handle on my thinking, and I thought, I know this stuff kind of well, and I'm pretty good at implementing these things. There was still some things that were going on automatically, like back here or wherever, in the subconscious mind, that I didn't have control of. And so when I started to realize, like, oh my gosh, like I've been thinking in the wrong way. Like, even though I thought I was thinking the right things, there was still some stuff that, from deep within that, if I hadn't done this, it would still be there. And even now I've got to grab a hold of it, and I'm aware of it. So it's so much easier to take hold of that kind of stuff. But when we don't know that there's things in our subconscious mind that are, they're so deeply ingrained from wherever, childhood, or, something that happened one time when we were like 4, but we totally don't even consciously remember it, or something like that. It can stifle our success, and we won't even know what's stifling the success, right? So for me, after I realized that, yeah, like I felt lighter. I felt like just like more energized. It was almost like a beam of just like energy rushing through, and kind of like you know, if you've ever felt like that new lease on life feeling where you're like, oh, it's just a remembrance of I am the freaking creator. Like I am in control of this stuff. And it's like, we've known this all along, but we forget about it. And then it's all about the journey of realizing it again. So yeah, I felt lighter, felt more joy, and just more confidence, more happiness. Yeah, but like if you want to know specifically physically, then yeah, lighter and less that heaviness, you know, that weighs on you when you've got something going on that you don't know what it is, and it's almost like you're wearing like a backpack around, you know, that totally just released.
Interesting. So let me ask you this, because, you know, just from you talking to me about a lot of these different things that you've gone through in the past, like with the books that you've read, the audios that you've listened to, how did the ease of going through subconscious mind tapping compare to some of the other things that you've tried?
Well, the way, and I touched on this a little bit ago, but I'll go into it a little bit deeper because I think it's important to realize, because a lot of times somebody might be seeing something like this and again, they'll underestimate because they'll say, oh, you know, I read a book on that stuff before and it didn't work, or, you know, I went to this or workshop or that event, or, you know, I did this or that. And, you know, so did I, you know what I mean? Like I went through the books and I have audios and things like that. And I think for me, it was just that there's not really anything that has a process that's broken down that takes you through a step-by-step process. And I think us just being human beings, and we have our brains and they operate the way that they do, sometimes we just need a step-by-step process that's simple, that's not complicated, that's not going to take hours and hours and hours, and that's not going to take all this guesswork and all this effort on our end. It just needs to be simple, to the point. And it's almost like, you know, a child could do this. It's so simple. A younger child can go through this process, and that's the key, is making it so simple that even a child can go through and apply this. And that just makes it universal for anybody, you know. Someone who's 80 years old could come through and they suddenly change their life because it is so simple and it's a step-by-step process. So that's what was different for me, was it was just simplistic.
So let me ask you this. So, because your breakthrough is like massive. Like, so give us an idea, because, you know, you were sitting at an income level of maybe, you know, 8,000-10,000, and then within a very short period of time, it literally went vertical to, I think in a 30-day period of time, you made like $45,000 after going through a subconscious mind tapping. And that's like a massive, like a lot of people don't even make that in an entire year, right? So how fast did it start happening for you when you went through, you applied the strategies? I know that you went through in a really compressed period of time, because you said, you know what, I'm doing this and I'm just going to do these strategies. I'm going to get them done and over with, and bam. And then all of a sudden, right, I saw you posting that you were having 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 all of a sudden. How fast did that start happening? And what are some of the other areas of your life that you started to see shifts happen?
Okay, so it was literally, I mean, it had to be, like, everything's happened so fast in the past, you know, like 60 days. I literally feel like we've been like in a warp tunnel or something, you know? But it was probably a couple of weeks. And you know what it is it's that sometimes when you're looking to break through that next level, like a lot of people think that once you achieve success at a certain level, like, you know, 5 figures a month, $10,000, $20,000 a month, that, you know, once you achieve that level, oh, you're just going to keep climbing and it's just going to be so easy and all that, right? But no. And the reason why is because you've got to keep developing yourself into someone different to achieve that next level. And then from that person, you've got to develop yourself into someone different. And it's like a constant ladder of transformation that we have to go through. So it was quick. It was weeks. We got one idea and started applying the idea, and suddenly clients every single day. I mean, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, just consistently every single day. Whereas before, you know, that was not happening. The car that we put on the vision board, Like we pasted this car. We both wanted it. I mean, it was really, really nice. It was the 2-door version, but we ended up getting the 4-door version, which is obviously we have kids. We can't get the 2-door version even if we really wanted to. But that thing just came out of nowhere. Like we were browsing online. We're like, let's look at cars, you know, let's just look at them. We didn't even have the full intention of like buying it right then, but everything just worked in a domino effect to where like, we're like, all right, let's just go test drive it. We walked out of the door with it the same day because everything was just so smooth the way that the process worked for us. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, just a couple of days ago, I thought, well, you know, yeah, we'll probably get it in maybe like a month or 2 or 3 or something, within the next 90 days or something like that. But little did I know the next day I would be driving home with the dang thing. And that's something that I've noticed too, is like things just happen so quickly now. Like the ideas come faster, the opportunities are coming faster, the right people are appearing in our lives. Just like it's like a flow of like creativity. It's a new energy that's just, it's almost like you have a channel, you know, in your head or something, right? And before this process, it's plugged up, and for some reason, you know, the energy's not flowing through there. And somehow, some way, this process opens that up to where the universal energy is flowing through you. And by that happening, you start to magnetize and attract everything. And
well, I'm listening to you. I look at my arm. I got goosebumps on my whole
nice.
Right?
It's crazy.
That's what happens.
It's crazy.
You know, I tell people that, and until you actually go through this, right, and you apply these simple steps into your life, what Kimberly's talking about right now is accessing a direct connection to the success broadcast. Success is a radio broadcast frequency, okay? And we can actually tune our bodies once we go through this training into that success vibration like this, like a flash of light. Right? And once that happens, everything lines up for you. So all of the people, all of the events, all of the circumstances, they just go, right? And so what she's talking about these things happening like at warp 9, they're happening like that because her body is now in tune with the success vibration, and she can turn it on like this, right? And that's what happens with subconscious mind tap. Is that pretty accurate there, Kimberly?
Yeah, that's a really good explanation. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you this, because, you know, there's a lot of people that are watching this. A lot of people are you know, tapped into this. They want to get to their breakthrough. They don't even realize it's actually their ego that's preventing them from advancing. It's their ego that's preventing them from clicking the link and actually buying the product. So they're feeling this, you know, this like, I want to get it. It's a tug of war, right? It's a tug of war. They're literally in a fight between them and them. You know what I mean? Back and forth. I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it. Right? It's the ego holding on. So let me ask you this: what type of a person would you recommend to take action to get subconscious mind tapping and just go massively into action steps, get the stuff done to get to their breakthrough? Who would you recommend this product to?
I mean, I would say everyone, right? But specifically, I guess for me, because of the type of person that I am, you know, people, if you feel right now that you're stuck in a certain area of your life, whether it is financially or really, because, you know, we're talking a lot about money, finances, and all that stuff, but it could be other areas too. Maybe your finances are cool and you're like, all right, you know, you're content there, but maybe there's some other areas of your life, you know, relationships or whatever it might be. If you just feel a blockage or you feel stuck in a certain area of your life, or you're somebody who needs a step-by-step process and you just feel like you've tried everything, but none of that stuff has worked, or you're just someone who kind of needs, I don't want to say like a hand-holding, but you're somebody who, you're somebody who needs like a guide to kind of show you the way. Like if you learn best by, number one, doing, but also by someone kind of showing you what it is you need to do. Like if you have no trouble with the doing part, but it's just the what to do, then this is perfect for you. And it's a no-brainer. I mean, I think that the price should be like triple or more. I mean, I would have gladly paid that. I mean, look at what happened for us in, you know, just applying this. So the price is only an issue in the absence of value. And obviously, if you look at the story after story after story after story, it's like this is obviously something that's working, and it's working for people from not just a certain type of person, it's working for people from all over the world in all different types of states, areas, countries, languages, races, ages, male, female. It's working for all types of people. So that goes to show that, you know, this is something that actually works, and it will work for you if you can silence down the ego, right? Just drop it and just say, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to give this a shot. I don't care if I've bought every book out there, every audio, every other program, but I'm going to do this. And what do you have to lose, right? Other than another 12 months of, you know, living your life exactly how it is right now because you decided to not do it. So just do it. Just do it like Nike, right?
Fantastic. Guys, you know, you've heard it straight from Kimberly. You know, here's a person that had these responsibilities, obviously still has, but she had responsibility of her children, right? That she's obviously got to look out for their needs, right? And she was stuck at that income level and wanted to pop that income level up to the next height, right? Probably had no idea that within 30 days was going to make $45,000, be driving a brand new Lexus, and be in a situation where now she's having $1,000 to $5,000 days, guys. Okay, days. Okay, that's what can happen. That's what can happen for you once you click that link below, throw your hat over the wall, get subconscious mind tapping, go through this product. And I'm telling you, you're literally going to start to watch an area of your life start to go through transformation. And it doesn't matter if it's health and fitness, spiritual, emotional, family relationships, career travel, financial goals, material things, contribution, giving back, making a difference, leaving behind a legacy. I'm telling you, like, this is how you can create your own reality through your thoughts, words, and emotions with these specific steps that you need to take to apply them into your life. So click the link below, throw your hat over the wall, take action. My name is Darren Little with the Success Vortex, where positivity meets. I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.